that's working. Good. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Manhood. Day of the week are we at today? Thursday? All right. Welcome in. We're going through Luke, chapter 14 today. Chapter 14. I'm excited about it. It's going to be good. This up. Okay. We've got it should all be working now. Should all be working. Okay, I think we're going to derail from where we are currently in the game, and we're going to go to Volcano Manor. We're going to go to Volcano Manor. We're going to check out Rykard, I believe. See what happens. Here we go. All right, it's going to be a little bit different today. I've got to leave here at the top of the hour. Well, I can say a little past the top of the hour. I got to leave pretty well near there. So we're going to start out earlier today.
This is your usual. Perhaps you are ready. Our Lord.
Yes, thank you. I want to see him.
welcome you. Another kin. Yes. Now, I will transport you.
Oh, she transports me there. Okay, good. Good. All right, we're starting with gratitude for the day.
May your visit.
Bull, you made it very early because you were earlier than I'm even usually on at this point. Usually I'm not even live right now. So welcome. Great job. We haven't even started reading yet. Oh, let's touch this. We're going to fight the great serpent, the great enemy of man, Rykard. So it's going to be great. Check him out real quick. Okay, what am I grateful for today? We've got it is prophetic. See him over there? And he's in Hellfire already, ready to go. Hold on, I gotta switch over to whatever that weapon is. There it is. Serpent. We're about to lay the law down. That's right. Okay, we need to remove this. There we go. I'll probably remove both. Okay. Then we can call this guy in. Let's do it. Here we go. There he is. Look at him. Whoops. I clicked the wrong button. I should have rolled. And I like how my guy just walks straight into the magma. He's got the... Ouch. Okay, hold on. These are special. Yeah, my kitchen strainer hat's nice, huh? I like it. Oh, I ran out of Okay. Don't worry, it's not over. That's just the beginning portion. We have to have the disgusting guy, like, come out of his face. All right, what am I thankful for today? We're meeting at our new location today. It's going to be great. We're going to do a training there, which will be nice. I'm grateful for, let's see. I'm grateful for protein powder because it makes having protein easy without having to, like, cook a bunch of meat. And then, what's my third thing I'm thankful for? Why does it keep catching on itself? There it is. The old blasphemous blade. This is why we have to end his life. He's done terrible things. It's not okay.
Join myself and King as remedy. Together we will devour the very god.
Let's do it. But actually, he smells pretty good. That's a bit of deep lore. He's not a bad smelling guy. What is it? This one? Oh, whoops. Don't put it in there. Oh, this doesn't move up. Cool. Nice. Look at that. This is going to be easy. Except that my helper's going to die until I focus on it. That's what we got to get. Oh, never mind. He's on me. Got him right in the face. Like carrot cake? I don't know. Oh. Oh, I thought we committed to it. It didn't work. Ooh, that was a terrible roll. All right. Okay, I'm gonna die. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. That was greedy. I could have done it in one shot. Okay. Something else I'm grateful for. Problem is, when I try to never repeat, then I just get lost in my own thoughts. Let's see. You know what I'm thankful for? Is cold mornings where you can just wear like a nice jacket. You know what I mean? Pretty nice. We're rebuking him in the name of Jesus right now. That's what we're doing. This right here, see this? This is actually a representation of the sword of the Spirit right here. See that? That's why it's so powerful. Oh, I didn't know we did that. Why is that not hitting? Am I too far away? We're good. We're good. Yeah, that's the, what's it, the helmet of salvation? Or what's the, I think that's what it is. All right. Train. I was blown away why David had 5 stones. Did I post a video on that, or you were just researching it? Because I've been blown away why David had 5 stones. Researched it. Yeah. What did you come across? Because there's actually a few different ideas as to what that is. Like, what's your understanding? Did my guy die? Yeah, so that's one. There's also... Hold on. Oh. Into the magma. Yeah, that's a really good one. And he does end up... It's one of the most compelling... My goodness, that was terrible. One of the most compelling, because he ends up, throughout his lifetime, he does end up actually killing... It labels him killing all 5 of them. So... there's some like ode to that. There's also a case to be made that it's symbolic of back in the earlier parts. I don't know if it's when David's alive or when Samuel's coming up with Eli. But there's this moment where the Ark of the Covenant gets taken by the Philistines. And what's interesting there is there are 5 like authority people from each of the major Philistine towns, and they all... I like the Bible and Elden Ring as well. I appreciate it, Train. But so there's 5 Philistine leaders that all follow the Ark of the Covenant back after God kind of showcases his judgment on the people when they keep the Ark of the Covenant there, and they carry it back with offerings to try and get essentially God's forgiveness. And so there's some people that believe that this is like a symbolic thing of he has total faith that he will... I just really about to die. That didn't heal. He's symbolically bringing that he's not just going to end Goliath, but he's going to end the entire authority and reign of the Philistines. And so it's like symbolic of that too. You should be doing a profitful faith. I can't build to match your vibes. What does that mean? What I don't even know. Are you saying in the game? Like just a total faith build? Profitful faith build. I don't know what that is. Watch this. Oh, I thought I was going to kill him with that. Oh no, I just died to him. Yeah, so it's interesting, Train. That's an interesting thing too. I felt the same way. Also, people call me Teej 710. Are you TJ as well? That's interesting. Yeah, that would be a good one to do. I've never actually tried just like a full-on faith thing. But we could shift our stats. We could go out and do that right now and change it. I would need to totally change my playstyle though and go find a bunch of incantations and stuff to use. I don't know where my souls went. Yeah, I used to use the dragon stuff a lot. That was my first playthrough. That's what I would do. What were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about thanks. I appreciate it. Tap Dog? Welcome in, man. What I was going to say, though, the guy who touches the Ark and dies, right? So, and we actually need to get into the chapter at some point here, but it's very hard to do that when I'm fighting Rykard. So it's interesting because it's actually, it's an issue of the kingship of the time. I believe, I think that's when Saul's king. I could be wrong with the timeline there. But they were given very, very clear instructions on how to carry the Ark and how to transport it, and that was, okay, that was legitimately completely the wrong way. So the fact that they had it on a cart was already a drastic misstep. They were supposed to have poles going through it, and the priests themselves were supposed to carry it. I believe it was 6 priests were supposed to carry it so that there was no chance of it slipping and falling. And so the entirety of it's tough because it's like it's hard for me to concept some of this stuff sometimes as well, of like why this guy was literally just trying to help reframe it, but it does showcase a lot of I don't know, like God's holiness. Like we've been blessed with this massive blessing of not having to hold every element of the law, and that Jesus has come to actually do this stuff. This is cool. What does that do? Oh, never have to hold all these things, right? Never have to fear of how I enter into even worship of him, right? They have very, very strict rules for how they would worship God. And thanks be to God, Jesus has come and he's set us free from a lot of that. And now it's much more about our heart. And it always was. I mean, I think that's a key call out there is Jesus constantly, as we're reading through Luke, is saying, hey, this was supposed to be all about the heart, and you guys have made this all about the law. And so there was definitely an element of them misunderstanding that just, hey, you just holding to the truth of these things and causing other people to stumble or fall. Oh, nice stuff. Oh, back up. Hold on. All right, there's quite a few chats here. 1 second. Can't see. Okay, we're good. We're going for it. We did it. All right. Thank you, Colossal Bomba. Appreciate it. What do you make of Phineas? The other day, Pastor used that story, and I was not feeling it from Numbers. I think I'm thinking of Phinehas, which is... Isn't Hophni and Phinehas Samuel's sons? I don't know. I'd have to go read it. I'm not sure. I don't have that off the top of my head. If God is real, then why is there a Pato Island? That's actually a good question. This is a really, really good question. Colossal Bomb, that wasn't the that was funny. I don't know if it was the most helpful. But it's actually a super, super good question. So in Christianity, if you're still here, I'm not even sure if you're still in there. Maybe you are. Okay. Christianity, the origin story of the world that we follow is that God, when he established the world, he put mankind in authority over the world. So we fully believe that we are, and if you just want to come in here and like just shout out things of why you hate it, you don't have to be here, man. You can go. If you want me to explain it, I will. But if you don't, and it's just, hey, you're just absolutely against God, it's fine. You don't have to watch this. There's tons of other. I mean, there's probably literally millions of other things to watch and hundreds of thousands of other lives to watch. But if you want to, I can explain the perspective. It's up to you. You just let me know. All right. Let's do this. We're just gonna keep leveling that up. Okay, we're going into Luke chapter 14. Here we go. I don't know, where is Rykard's like tower? I don't know where that is. I probably don't need it though. Does anyone know how to get to if I totally missed Vare or whatever, how do I get to Mog's palace? Does anybody know? Maybe not. I want to say that Vare was like right over in this area somewhere, but I can't remember. Let me look it up. Or, you know, we'll just go back over here because we can keep progressing this without getting too far into the game. It'll be great. Okay, Luke chapter 14, verse 1. I did not kill Vare. No, he should still be alive somewhere. I just don't know where he is. Okay, one Sabbath. Oh, I need to switch all my stuff back. Hold on. I'm going to get in trouble. Let's see. Church southeast part. Like, actually in the lake, he's there. What if God made his presence known just like the greater will through the Elden beast? Are you saying in Liurnia? Are you saying down here? In this area? Somewhere? South. Yes, in the lake. Island on the left. This thing? Okay. Well, let's go check it out. Here, I'll actually go from right here. That'll work fine. Okay. One Sabbath, when he went to dine at the house of a ruler of the Pharisees, they were watching him carefully. One of the things that I've noticed as I'm reading this, and I continue to notice over and over again, is Jesus massively prioritized eating together with people. It was one of the most common things we see him do is him reclining and eating together. Oh, let's do it. Let's do it, Teach. We're Luke 14. So this is massively important, and he did not, it's not like he would not go and dine and eat with the Pharisees and the Sadducees, the people who were consistently against him and looking to entrap him. He would regularly do it. And so it was very important in this culture that you would dine together, you would eat together. And I think it's something that we're actually called to much more than we're currently doing, at least in our culture. My wife and I have a rule that we try to have somebody in our house once a week. That has stalled since we had our 5th baby here like a few weeks ago, and we're transitioning into that. But usually that's what we try to do because it appears that Jesus believes that is massively important, and I encourage you guys to do it. Eating with people is one of the most impactful ways that you can get to know people, you can learn who they are, and you can actually have meaningful, impactful conversations. Here he is. You're right. Look at this.
Ah, there you are. You claimed a great room? What?
There you go.
My
This will make him
words
talk to us.
No, I believe even worse. That's the part that.
All right.
Oh, I
Give me. Thank you.
to try. And
Give it a
if it
try.
I hope. Be
Do I just
sure
have to use it?
no tarnished.
Okay. Will I find someone to fight in here? Oh yeah, here we go. Hold on. Nope. Do that. Okay. It was bad. It was bad. I take that, but yeah, that's true. T just calling out that they did not have TV or anything, so this was also their entertainment, and I completely agree. But I do believe that it's massively important that true fellowship with food is a key important part, and Jesus even calls out like this is an aspect of communion as well, our time of partaking in the blood and bread of Christ, partaking in that communally is to eat together, right? I just wanted to see that happen once. Okay, and behold, there was a man before him who had dropsy. So, dropsy usually, from my understanding, causes your skin to swell up, so it would have been visibly noticeable that this man had an infirmity. And everyone probably would have seen it, right? And bear in mind, once again, this is happening over and over and over again. When people come to Jesus, it's not framed that it's on a Sabbath, but outside of that, whenever Jesus seems, at least in Luke, whenever we see Jesus acting, going out and finding someone to heal, he is doing it on a Sabbath. Just another one. Yep, we're nothing important, G-Money. We're just another Bloodhound Fang user. Okay. Oh, really? I think I have to use the finger and invade.
Be sure to try that. I'm quite certain.
Yeah, I think I have to actually go in here. I'll just use it real quick. We'll go both near and far. I don't know if we're going to be able to find somebody, though. Use it 3 times. Okay, cool. Hey, actually, we do have a faith build. Here you go. It's set up. It does make sense with the content, yeah. Good call. Good call. Okay. Behold, there was a man before him who had dropsy, and Jesus responded to the lawyers and the Pharisees, saying, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath or no? Yes, we're reading it right now, Mayhem. We're attempting to. Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath or no? So he's asking them now, right? Before they would either tell him it's not or ask him, and now he's shifted and rotated and said, hey, is it? And they remained silent. They wouldn't answer him. They're trying to trap him. Then he took him and healed him and sent him away. And he said to them, which of you, having a son or an ox that has fallen into a well on a Sabbath day, will not immediately pull him out? And they could not reply to these things. Oh, really? Thanks for following, Mayhem. Welcome. So he's pulling back to the heart of it. Oh, welcome back. Okay, your name is not Erich. I forgot what it was, though. But welcome back. Happy to have you. All right. You think this guy I'm invading is going to be upset that I am invading with a Bloodhound's Fang and I'm just another user of that? Probably. I don't even have any idea where he is. Well, I'm going to, how do I leave? Can I just use the finger again? Nope. Do I have to actually like quit out of the game and then get back in? I guess I could just throw myself off a cliff. Just wait a sec. They're down there. Watch this. We did it. Way to go. All right. So he turns it back to the heart of this thing. They're still stuck on this. He said this over and over and over again. Hey, you're so focused on the law that you burden people with the law. You hold people down. You do all this stuff. It doesn't help. And then he points back once again when he heals on the Sabbath. Hey, you all having a son or an ox falls into a pit, you will pick him up on the day of the Sabbath. Oh, I don't want to do nearby. Whoops. Can I disable it? Cancel. Okay. Try it again. This will go faster. Okay. And they could not reply to these things. So they're stunned into silence, which is consistent, right? Whenever Jesus comes up against someone in debate, he always has better answers because, spoiler alert, he is literally the Son of God, God in flesh, come to earth. Okay. Now he told a parable to those who were invited. When he had noticed how they chose the places of honor, saying to them. So this is, we're attempting to. When you are invited by someone to a wedding feast, do not sit down in a place of honor, yet lest someone more distinguished than you be invited by him. And he who invited you both will come and say to you, give your place to this person, and then you will begin with shame to take the lowest place. But when you are invited, go and sit in the lowest place, so that when your host comes, he may say to you, friend, move up higher. Then you will be honored in the presence of all who sit at the table with you. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. Now, while we can take this literally, it's totally fine to do that. We can just say, hey, literally, if you come into a place, like, don't take the highest place, be humble, do this. If we think about this in the spans, because he says, it's interesting that he says he told them a parable, but the first thing that he says isn't actually a parable, right? It is it's like advice, you know? And I think what's interesting, if we take this from a kingdom perspective, what it's saying here, because he's talking to Pharisees and religious leaders who have all put themselves in the highest place of authority within the religious authority of the day. Right? And he's making a point here. Like he's been calling out, hey, you brood of vipers, you whitewashed tombs, you people who are lawyers and Pharisees and religious leaders, you're setting things that are impossible for people to hold on to, losing the heart of the law, following the letter of the law, and then holding other people to it when you can't hold on to it yourselves. And essentially what's happening here is they are literally experiencing what it is like to spiritually be told, hey, move down. Someone better than you has come along, right? Someone more important than you has come along, or you don't deserve the seat that you have. And so if we look at this from that context, he's literally saying this to them. He's like, hey, you've put yourself in this elevated position. You've already thrown yourself, you've already put yourself in this authority position, but you have burned these people. Now it's time for you to move down, for you to lower yourself. You've put yourself too high, and now we've got to take you down. And the first will be last, the last will be first, they'll be brought forward. Okay, Omni says, wouldn't it be crazy if there was a person that can make a world without evil but still free will? I think this is a false understanding of who God is and who we are. So God created the world, and he made mankind to have authority. This is the same question that came earlier from, I don't remember, something Hogg, I believe. It's just a different version of the same question. God put mankind in authority over the earth. We're supposed to be ambassadors, right? So there's a spiritual kind of authority set that is the angels, and then there is humanity, right? We've been placed in authority, given the will to carry the name of God in the world, to tend to it, to take care of it, to build it up, to do to take care of the earth, rule over it, subdue it. Oh, is my life skipping and jumping? That could be happening. I don't know. Could be. I don't know why it would be, though. We're hardwired in, and I have, like, gig internet. Maybe it's an upload speed issue, though. Let me know if it's terrible, if you can't even hear me. But what Omni says is hi, Bull's mom, welcome. It's a good question. I think it sits on the fringe of, though, what do you understand God to be and what do you understand humanity to be? Because if humanity truly has been placed in a position of authority and power, carrying the very image of God in our world, it is not God's fault that... I also don't believe that we've lost it to Satan. I don't agree with that. It's when I say it's not God's fault, it's like I think you're asking like a question that doesn't fit with reality. It's not. It doesn't comport with what's actually happening, right? So we've been given authority to rule, right? We've been told, hey, go and take dominion over the world. And then initially, right, we had this moment, right, where there was the world without evil, but still free will. But free will demands a choice, right? So it demands that there be an option. I don't know where my... Oh, they're not even close to me. Free will demands that we can choose. It says he's a rule of the air. That is true. It does say he's the ruler of the air. I believe that the kingdom of Christ is at hand, though, right? And that we're redeeming it. So that's where my perspective is. Okay, we're going to stop sitting around here because this isn't working. Maybe we'll use it back when we're in the mountaintop of the giants, and we'll see if we can get a couple invades at some point. Sorry. So we're in authority. There was a moment where there was complete, like a world without evil and free will. And the free will that God gave was literally saying, hey, eat of all the fruit of the garden, multiply, be fruitful, go out and do this. Here's the one thing. One thing you should not do is partake of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For on the day you partake of it, you will die, right? Here's the outcome of what's going to happen if you do this. And what God is saying there is, hey, rather than taking the knowledge of what is good and what is bad of yourself on yourself, right? Rather than like, listen to me, follow what I say is good and what I say is evil. I'm the only one who knows. So if you go and partake of this fruit, whether it's symbolic or literal, we're not going to get into that. But the point of that is this tree, what essentially it's doing is it's opening your eyes to choosing yourself, what is good, what is evil. You're taking the role of God in this scenario rather than following me and trusting in my knowledge and my truth. And so they're given a choice. Follow me or follow your own way. And what happens is there will be death if you follow your own way. And that's exactly what we see. It goes back to the questions of, if God is a good God, why are there pedophiles? It's like, okay, well, I don't know if you can even say that or if I'm going to get in trouble for saying that word. I'm not sure. It's the same thing. We've been given authority and dominion, and then we've taken the authority of what good and evil is for ourselves. We lie, and then we abuse other people. It's us. The problem is not God. God created a world that was without evil and was perfect, and then allowed us the choice to reject him. And the same thing happens spiritually. We see the same thing with that. That's the reason the serpent, Satan himself, is a similar conversation, because he made the spiritual choice to abandon the rule of God for himself, for what he wanted. And so when you say, why can't we have something that is free will and without evil? It's like, well, if it's without evil, it doesn't have free will, right? Like the mistake that evil is just some like basic bad is not accurate. Evil is anything that is devoid of the character of God. If God is good, if we living in accordance with God's will is what good is, then anything evil is just anything in absence of God. So for free will to exist means that evil must exist. Otherwise, there really isn't free will, because you wouldn't choose anything other than him, right? And he's wanting a relationship. He's not wanting robots. We want robots. That's why we make computers, because we want something that just follows us. All right, let's go kill a dragon real quick, and we'll keep going. There it is. Hold on. Go this way. All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Is it still coming through? It might be choppy, I'm not sure. I did not make a single hit on this guy with that. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so we're talking about the high people taking a lower seat and allowing for God to elevate them rather than trying to lift themselves up. Hold on. We're about to get killed by it. There we go. We're all right. We're all right. Not doing much damage out here. We need to upgrade our... We need to upgrade our stuff. I'm going to hit him in the face. Oh, I thought he was going to spin. Oof, okay. What did this do kill? All right, then you will be honored in the presence of all who sit at the table with you. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and the one who humbles himself will be exalted. He also said to the man who had invited him, when you give a dinner or a banquet, do not invite your friends or your brothers or your relatives or rich neighbors, lest they also invite you in return and you be repaid. So this was key thing here. This was very, very common. The concept of like trading. How do I get? Is there a way to just get directly to? Go to round table. Hold on, this is what I need. Very, very common. This was commonly a thing of like status, of rights of like, hey, you give to me, I give to you. So you would invite, that was like the common theme. You would invite the people who are rich, the people who are capable of returning the favor, so you would get it back for yourself, right? It's like the opposite of an eye for an eye, right? Like, I want to do this good thing and I want to be repaid for it. And he's saying something counter opposite to that, right? Hey, this is oh, hold on. Can I spirit tune? No. It should be the counter opposite, right? Stop inviting the people who can repay for you. And then he literally says, lest they also invite you and you be repaid. But when you give a feast, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind, and you will be blessed, because they cannot repay you, for you will be repaid at the resurrection of the just. So again, if we take this from the perspective of symbolically the kingdom of God, what are we seeing here? Hold on, I want to see what I can do here. We're going to level it up. Let's use one of these. Just see how much we get. Oh, it's a lot. Okay, cool.
Back already, no matter.
Oh man, we can go all the way up. Okay, cool. There. Do that. Okay. So you're having there's a dinner banquet happening. Don't invite the rich lest they repay you, but when you give a feast, invite the poor, the crippled. I definitely think there's a spiritual symbolism thing happening here as well, where he's talking about the willingness to invite the outsiders, right? Letting people know his desire for outsiders to come in. And this is where like things like oh wow, I have a whole bunch. The Gentiles, everything else, like he's making a point here that in the kingdom of God, we're inviting the poor, the crippled, the humbled, as well as the rich. I think we lost our camera. 1 second here. Fix it. See if this. I was like, my wife is already up. There we go. We're back. All right, let's see what we've got. Well, we can purchase quite a bit. I still can't purchase Smithing Stone 2. That's crazy. All right, we're going to get out of here. Let's go. Let's go back and try to kill that dragon real quick. Okay. And you will be blessed because they cannot repay you, for you will be repaid at the resurrection of the just. So you are, in essence, acting as one who truly follows Christ, follows God, right? When we take care of the poor and the needy, people who cannot repay us, our actual repayment comes in an eternal fashion, which is much more, right? It's a much greater repayment than just getting invited back to dinner by somebody else. All right. When one of those who reclined at the table with him heard these things, he said, "Blessed is everyone who will eat bread in the kingdom of God." But he said to him, a man once gave a great banquet and invited many. And at the time of the banquet, he sent his servant to say to those who had been invited, "Come, for everything is ready." But they all alike began to make excuses. The first said to him, "I've bought a field and I must go out and see it. Please have me excused." And another said, "I have bought 5 yoke of oxen and I need to go have them examined. Please have me excused." And another said, "I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come." So the servant came and reported these things to his master. Then the master of the house became angry and said to his servant, "Go out quickly to the streets and lanes of the city and bring in the poor and the crippled and the blind and the lame." Just what he had told them to do, right? Just what he had just said to them to take care of and to do instead of inviting these people that could pay them back. And the servant said, "Sir, what you commanded has been done, and still there is room." And the master said to the servant, "Go out to the highway and the hedges and compel people to come in, that the house may be filled. For I tell you, none of these men who are invited shall taste my banquet." What is he talking about here? Right? He's making a point. You guys think that you're close to me, and you're not. And so I've come, and he's gathering. Who's he gathering? He's gathering fishermen. He's gathering those sick, those blind, those needy, those poor. He's gathering the tax collectors, those who are spiritually sick, right? Those who are seen as taking advantage of people, of being problematic. He's gathering all the people of Israel that are seen as lesser than by the religious leaders and religious authorities. He's pulling them in, and then it says, hey, the house still isn't full. So what's he going to do? He's going to go and he's going to gather up the people from outside of Israel, right? What he's talking about here is the salvation of Israel and the salvation of the Gentiles, which is going to look different than these religious leaders expected it to. They're bound up in what they're seen as, how they're perceived. Oh my goodness. All right, that didn't work. They're bound up in their own perception, and Jesus is essentially saying here, hey, listen, what you think is happening is not happening. And we're going to open salvation to all because you've rejected the salvation of the kingship. And I think we can even get caught up in this, right? Like if we're not careful, we can get bound up in our own feeling of superiority, or hey, at least I'm not as bad as these other people. And it's like, man, don't view yourself more highly than you ought. But fear and trembling, right? Approach him. I've got to go here pretty soon. Now, great crowds accompanied him, And he turned and said to them, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, yes, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not bear his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you, desiring to build a tower, does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he has laid a foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it will begin to mock him. So if we take this in the context of the time that he's alive, so a disciple, right? He is a rabbi, right, or a leader. A disciple would be someone who would go and follow, learn from, get taught by Jesus, right? Taught by him and his authority. And he's saying, hey, if you're going to do this, CB, thank you for following. If you're going to follow me, have you truly counted the cost of what that means, right? He's Jesus himself. If you look at his brothers. Oh, it turns off. I can't even see the... There it is. I need this back. Put this back before I move on. Don't hurt me. You know what we should do? Let's move this one. Oh, my goodness, it survived. I'm going to die. We're good. And so I don't think the point here is, oh, you're supposed to hate everyone you're related to. The point is, do you understand the cost that it's going to take to follow Jesus? You should upgrade. Yeah, I don't have any of the warts or whatever, the ghost glove thing, so we need to go find some. Hold on. I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't think I'm going to make it. Nope, I didn't make it. I just missed his face. We're good. He kills me a little too fast is the only issue. He's also going to kill the other guy before I can get... What's happening? I don't know what's going on. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm on the verge of death again, so... We did it. We're all right. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Okay, he's fine. He's just talking. No, we're still alive. We're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. There we go. I'm gonna die. Oh no. Yeah, that didn't seem like that should do any damage. Hit him in the face. Good. Okay. Hit him in the face again. I'm stuck. Oh my goodness. All right. We got it. Should get us a little bit. Okay, hold on. I hit him in the face again. We should get bleed pretty soon. Oh, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. I'm gonna die. Use it. Let's go. Well, I don't know how to dodge that, so we're done fighting him for this morning because I gotta go. Okay. saying, "This man began to build and was not able to finish." Or what king going out to encounter another king in war would not sit down and first deliberate whether he is able with 10,000 men to meet him who comes against him with 20,000? And if not, while the other is yet a great way off, he sends a delegation and asks for terms of peace. So therefore any one of you who does not renounce all that he has cannot be my disciple. Salt is good, but what if salt loses its taste? How shall its saltiness be restored? It is of no use either for the soil or for the manure pile. It is thrown away. He who has ears, let him hear. So at this time, just so we're kind of on the same page, this can mean a couple things, right? Just salt losing its intensity. But usually what is happening here, what he's talking about, is salt losing its saltiness would be it contaminated with other things. Hi, Mrs. Bull. Welcome. So it'd be contaminated with other minerals. It would reduce its actual saltiness and would be useless. So he's talking about an element of spiritual contamination. This thing of, hey, you're not actually following me. You appear to be the thing that you should be, but the actual like production that you have, the actual thing that you are, like right with salt, it's like the whole point is for it to increase the flavor of something. He's like, you appear to be something, but the actual outcome of what's happening is you're so contaminated, you're not even truly that thing, right? Following me, truly being my disciple, there's no in or out, or there's no in and out, there's no on the fence, there's no lukewarm. You're either with me or you're against me. You have to choose, right? Are you willing to lose everything for my sake? Are you willing to be hated by even your own family for my sake, right? It's huge. Okay, I've got 2 minutes left. A couple of life application pieces here. God absolutely favors humility, right? He humbles the proud and uplifts those who are humble. And it's one of the most important things as we're walking with a spirit each and every day is staying in humble reverence of who God is, right? Serving without expectation of return. He calls us to do this. We are to be humble servants, people who give to those who cannot repay us. It's huge. And discipleship requires sacrifice, right? To truly follow Jesus requires us to sacrifice things in and of our lives, things that we hold dear to ourselves that we probably should not. And even things like, hey, relationships that we would like to have that now people will reject us. They will not, like we would have to give up our pursuit of Jesus in order for people to love us the same way that we want them to. And spiritual usefulness must be preserved, right? Like salt, we have to maintain who we are in Christ. We have to stay in step with the Spirit. We have to be in His Word. Because otherwise, if we become unsalty, what use are we? If we become lukewarm, what use are we to Him? So those are the things that stood out to me today. All right. I got to go. I'm leading a big training thing this morning. So I'm going to head out. I hope you guys have a great day. Keep Christ the center focus of your life. Stay in step with the Spirit. We'll be here tomorrow to do Luke chapter 15. I think we'll be back at normal time. So 6:30 a.m. Central is when we'll be on. And yeah, if you all want to join, you're welcome to. Follow, like, subscribe, whatever the words are. And we will see you in the morning. When we give to others, we should be led by God to do so and not our own emotions. That is excellent closing wisdom from Bull's mom. Thank you. We should absolutely be led. Maximus, have an awesome day. You as well. Y'all, you're loved. Peace be upon you.